on with television Tonga News. In the headlines, Their Majesty's returned to Nuku'alofa this morning. His Royal Highness Crown Prince Tupotoa Ukalala officially opens a new building for Tonga Navy Junior Sailors Barracks, and Tonga's very own Miss Helala Rosemary Thili came second in the Miss South Pacific pageant. These and more stories together with the latest news from around the region, sports and the weather forecast later on in this bulletin. Now for the news in details, I'm Galolaini Tanglava with the news for tonight. Their Majesties King Tupo VI and Queen Anasba'u have returned to Nuku'alofa this morning after a successful visit to Afghanistan and also to attend the University of the South Pacific graduation ceremonies in its campuses in Vanuatu and Samoa. We'll join Kali Sitionuku with more on that story.
The royal visit was at the invitation of the United Kingdom government, which was sponsored by the Ministry of Defence, and it took place in the last week of November. In a statement from the office of the Lord Chamberlain, the visit provided the opportunity for His Majesty the Commander-in-Chief to inspect the officers in the 7th contingent who are currently serving in Afghanistan at the Camp Passion. Also, the visit enabled His Majesty to dialogue with senior officers of the UK Armed Forces and the US Marine Corps at the camp. His Majesty the King returned to Auckland during the first week of December and in his capacity as the Chancellor of the University of South Pacific, travelled with Her Majesty Queen Anasba'u to Port Vila, Vanuatu for the Amherst campus graduation ceremony on December 6. While in Port Vila, Their Majesties were hosted at dinner by the Acting President, His Excellency Philip Potoro, who is also the country's Speaker of Parliament. Attending the dinner party were government ministers, members of the diplomatic corps, as well as the Pro-Chancellor and Vice-Chancellor of the University of the South Pacific. Moreover, Their Majesty returned to Auckland and visited Apia Samoa on December 11th for the Alafua campus graduation ceremony last Friday. While in Apia, Their Majesty received an audience by His Highness Tuiatua Tupuatama Es'efi at his residence Tuaefu on Thursday last week. The Pro-Chancellor of the University on Wednesday hosted a dinner in honor of Their Majesty, and the Acting Prime Minister, Honorable Fonotoi Pia Lawofo, and government ministers attended. The head of the state of Samoa, His Highness Tuiatua Tupuatama Es'efi, and Her Highness Masiofo Filifilia hosted a dinner for Their Majesties Saturday evening prior to Their Majesty's departure from Apia on Sunday.
The people of Hawaii are gearing up for the island's Leadership Week official opening, which will be held tomorrow. Their Royal Highnesses the Crown Prince Tupotoa Ukalala and the Princess Latu Fuipeka are currently in Pangai, Hawaii to attend the program. In the report from our correspondent on the island, Moimoi Fahua, he says the Leadership Week is based on leadership codes which to be practiced on the island to push for better leadership. He says that tomorrow's event will begin with a national march from Taufa'ahau Wharf to the Lea Aitohi grounds. Leading the march is the Taufa'ahau Pilolevu College Brass Band. Our stringer also added the organizers are hoping that the people taking part in tomorrow's event will wear green to promote Hawaii's image as a green and healthy island. A choral night will also be held later on tomorrow evening at the Hawaii High School's hall. Meanwhile, another issue reported from Radio Tonga's correspondent include the concerns for shortage of water supply in Hawaii. His Royal Highness Crown Prince Tupotoa Ukalala has officially opened the new building for Tonga Navy Junior Sailors Barracks on Friday. The Crown Princess Sinai Takala was also present at the event, together with the Prime Minister, who was also the Honourable Minister of Defence, Lord Tivano. We join Linda Filiai with that report.
The guest of honor, His Royal Highness Crown Prince Tupotoa Ukalala, unveiled a commemoration stone of the new building. This is to mark his official opening of Tonga Navy Junior Sailors Barrack, which is located at Maysville Naval Base in Tauliki. In the welcoming address from Tonga Chief of Defence Brigadier General Tauaika Ota'atu, he says the new building was built under cooperation with Australian Defence Force.
This is the first master plan of His Majesty's Naval Base Maysfield since its major upgrade in 1993, as part of the Pacific Class Patrol Boat Program. Since that major upgrade, development of His Majesty's Naval Base, Masefield, has been limited to construction of a number of smaller buildings and repair work. The content of this master plan focuses on the phasing of infrastructure work with His Majesty's Naval Base, Masefield, over the next 10 years to meet the needs of the changing and growing requirements of His Majesty's Armed Forces.
In their spare time.
Meanwhile, the Australia Defence Advisor for South Pacific, Commander Peter Steele, says Australia is happy to cooperate with Tongan government.
Ladies and gentlemen, this building is a celebration because it marks a partnership. Through this and the many other smaller projects, we've seen the Rural Development Unit practice their trade skills and grow. Why does that matter? Well, it's because all of our militaries have been flat out serving overseas for many years now. But there is a domestic mission as well, work to be done in support of the government and of the people at home.
The newly constructed building is funded by Australian government to the tune of $850,000 per annum. More than 70% of the amount was spent on local purchases of equipment, construction materials and tools for the construction. The size of the new building is estimated at 464 square meters. Also present at the program was the member of the Diplomatic Corps, including the Australian High Commissioner, His Excellency Brett Eltham, New Zealand High Commissioner, His Excellency Mark Talbot, Japanese Ambassador, His Excellency Dr. Katsushika Hamuro, and many guests.
The Police Commissioner Grant Tofi has confirmed that he is not resigning from his post as Commissioner of Police. This comes after rumours have spread that he has resigned as Tonga's Police Commissioner. In a statement from Tonga Police, it stated that the rumours are based on information that the Commissioner is under investigation on a cabinet decision. Meanwhile, other rumours were also brought to the attention of the Police Commissioner, which included the demotion of the Deputy Commissioner, Onga Fa'awa, also the dismissal of the Acting Commissioner, Salote Tonga. Mr. Ofi also confirmed in his statement that these rumours are not true. The Minister for Public Enterprises, Honourable Fe'ao Vakata, has urged all government businesses to raise the standards of its services provided for the public and also to work closely together. Honourable Fe'ao Vakata made the call during a Public Enterprises CEO forum held this morning at the Whanelua Convention Centre. The theme for the meeting is Public Enterprises Business is Your Business. Sin Latu was there and filed this report.
These are the CEOs and general managers of the government's public enterprises, together with CEOs from government ministries, during the first Public Enterprises CEO meeting. In the opening speech from the Minister for Public Enterprises, Honourable Fe'ao Vakata, he emphasized to the gathering of heads of government businesses to make use of the opportunity that they are providing them as they are there together with CEOs of other government ministries and organizations.
In working through the challenges this year, the Ministry identified two key factors. First, the need for public enterprises to know and learn from each other's businesses. And second, the need for closer working relationship between public enterprises and government ministries. These two factors are the main reasons why we are here this morning, and that is to learn from each other and to build a closer working relationship.
In the Minister's opening speech, he pointed out the government's targets for 2014, which includes the separation between board and management, all public enterprises required to submit their business plans by the due date, amongst many others. Meanwhile, the Chief Executive Officer of the Ministry, Siausi Sovaleni, voiced how important it is for government's public enterprises to align themselves to the Ministry's regulations and policies. The first CEOs Forum will end with a prize awarding program to government businesses and its directors later this evening at the International Dateline Hotel. For Television Tonga News, I'm Sini Latu.
From court, a man accused of a manslaughter case has been found not guilty in jury trial at the Supreme Court. On Friday, 7 jurors found Siteiti Tulumi of Tofoa not guilty for the death of Siane Kipione from Otongake Vava'o. Information from the lawyer representing the accused, Vuna Fa'atusia, this morning says the accused was alleged for punching the 24-year-old deceased in July 9, 2009, and the incident occurred at the parking allotment at the Quincelote Wharf area opposite the Billfish Bar. He says the prosecutor, Aminias Skefu, was not able to prove without reasonable doubt that the cause of death was Tulumi's punch. The people of Vava'o are still celebrating its week-long celebrations to mark the Islands Week. The program is organized by the Ministry of Commerce, Tourism and Labour. In the reports from our correspondent in Vava'o, Ludovico Tapueluelu, he says it is still a joyous week for all the people on the island, which is witnessed through the strong effort made by the public to participate in the program. The theme for Vava'o Week is Tradition, to boost the tourism sector in Vava'o. Programs included in the week the island's inspection and other traditional events. The inspectors were the Minister of Finance and National Planning, Honourable Lisa Akolo, and the Minister of Commerce, Tourism and Labour, Dr. William Lato. Also, from our Stringers report, a handicraft inspection began this morning, which was officially opened by the Deputy Prime Minister, who's also the guest of honour, Sami Vaipolo. The week-long celebrations are expected to end this Wednesday. The Miss Heilala for 2013, who represented Tonga at the Miss South Pacific pageant, Rosemary Philly, has been announced the first runner-up in the beauty pageant. Miss Tonga won the Best Interview and she was awarded with the special award for Miss Personality. Meanwhile, the Miss Cook Islands was crowned as the new Miss South Pacific 2013, Teorira Napa, while the Miss Samoa was the second runner-up in the beauty pageant. During the final night, a keynote address was delivered by Solomon Islands Honourable Prime Minister Gorondasi Lilo, who reflected the elation shown by the rest of the Solomon Islanders to be hosting this unique event. And with Christmas just around the corner, Digicel Tonga hosted a series of activities at the Nuku'alofa Central Business District to bring the Christmas cheers to the kingdom. Activities such as singing event, together with a dancing competition, were held in the weekend. Digicel Tonga also provided an opportunity for the youth to showcase their talents. Speaking to Television and Radio Tonga News, the company's commercial director, Joanna Burke, says the program is made possible through close collaboration with the Westpac Bank of Tonga.
And we're working together with other businesses to bring, festive cheer to Tonga and Kalapa'o. Tonight we've got a couple of hula groups. We're really promoting the youth. We've got a dance group here. But the biggest thing that we've done for tonight is we've organised a mass choir of 100 people together with a brass band.
The company is also planning to continue hosting public events for the youth to engage in this week as we're approaching this festive season. That's the local scene. Up next is the latest from the Pacific.